Alabama picks up a big-time edge rusher in Justin Hill, but they also lose Zymear Smith. So one step forward, a step back in the recruiting game. They also pick up one of the best punters in the country. We're going to talk about that and more. Welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And look, you should do it and share with your friends for the mere fact that it's Independence Day. Everyone in the world's off right now except me and Big Sexy Elmo. What does that tell you guys? Should tell you that we're here for you no matter what. Roll Tide, baby. All right, there he is. 1 day older than the last time we saw him. 1 year older, really.
Yeah. 1 day older, 1 year older. Everything's older.
Everything's older. He's Brett Elmore. I'm at Broadcaster Mick on the socials. He's at the Brett Elmore Show. Well, Brett, yesterday, things are crazy. First off, no one saw this coming. Everybody thought that Justin Hill was going to go to Ohio State, but he picks Alabama. And this had nothing to do with cash. I mean, this was, basically, hey, we got a game plan. We want you to be a part of it. Relationships. Ohio State's used the money to win a lot of the recruiting battles. But this one really felt like exactly why Alabama's got so much momentum right now in recruiting.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing because guess what? This guy did it on his 17th birthday, so I didn't even know we shared birthdays. So that was the cool thing, but great announcement on July 3rd. We expected some announcements on the 3rd, and we got a couple of those, and then one we didn't want. But anyway, this guy grew up an Ohio State fan, but he's coming to Alabama. He's rated as Ohio's number 4 player in the 2025 class, the nation's 7th best edge rusher. Chose Alabama over Ohio State, Oregon, and USC. He told reporters there afterwards that he had really wrestled with this decision over the last month and told reporters that it would be one school 1 week and then another school the next week. And then finally he decided that he just saw himself at Alabama. 6'3", 235 pounds. He had like 30 scholarship offers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so how cool is this? Another big deal for Alabama.
Well, he fits the wolf position, and he said that, that he wanted to play the wolf position, that he felt like he could really wreak havoc in that spot. And I think that's part of this. You like the staff. Obviously, going to Alabama is, stepping into the best dynasty in college football. But also, you want to know that you're going into a spot where you can contribute and where it's going to really play to the strengths that you have as a football player. There's a long way to go between now and actually signing. But at the same time, this is a big one for Alabama. And I think if it was me and I was in that same position, once I picked, it would really take a lot of that pressure off because, look, I'm going there, and then I can focus on that instead of being hounded by coaches all the time from other schools.
Yeah, he could sign that letter on December 4th, of course, and we got to get to that point. It's a little concerning because he said he made his mind up the night before.
Yeah.
That's a little unnerving to me. And some folks had jumped in the comment section earlier in the week, and we even talked about it. We're getting these guys, but the thing will be holding on to them. And we didn't with Zymear Smith.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's a good transition. Zymear Smith from Maryland, guy I was excited about, has decommitted. So I don't know if this means that, hey, I'm just taking a step back, or if this is, hey, you know what, I got to stay closer to home, or for whatever reason. But all the momentum that Alabama's had, this is kind of the first bit of negative news in a long time. And you know what? I mean, a lot of this can change too, but he's an athlete, 5'10", 170, North Carolina, Maryland, Denton, Maryland's his hometown, went to North Carolina high school. And you hate this because, first off, I mean, Bama's closing in on that top recruiting class. But then on the other side, you know that they're going to have somebody else that's going to take his spot.
Yeah, he holds he has offers from Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, there in the SEC. I think he has 21 total offers. This guy's a dual threat on both sides of the ball. They're in high school offensively, 80 carries, 670 yards, 8 touchdowns, 12 receptions, 427 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then on the defensive side of the football, he had 22 tackles and 3 interceptions. So a 4-star, but, he could commit again. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's opening things up and maybe he wants to take a breather and maybe explore some other options. But who knows? Who knows what'll happen? There's still a long road to go.
Yeah.
Way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Yeah, you and I both say that a lot to each other off the air.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. And anything that's worth fighting for, that's worth doing, it's a long road. And so he's out, but we'll see. Maybe he pops back in. And then they get the 4th-rated kicker, Peter Notaro. How about this?
Yeah, and, these kickers they're really not graded by certain services. They have like their own service.
Right. Yeah.
That's Cole's Kicking Professional Camps. Don't know much about Cole's Kicking Professional Camps, but apparently that's the go-to when you're talking about kickers.
Right.
Hey, look, the guy's found a niche. Don't blame him. He's a 5-star kicker and a 4.5-star punter. They grade this on different things. So, but anyway, he's a stud as far as a kicker is concerned, 4th ranked in the class. So the kicking game, sometimes I thought Saban struggled with that. And, obviously he did at times. There were times during Saban's career that when we trotted out on the field for a field goal,
Yikes.
I walked to my next door neighbor's house and stood out in the yard.
It's me getting under the table.
Right. And then waited to hear screams. And I didn't know if they were screams of, oh, no, he's missed it, or screams of, hallelujah, he made it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why Saban didn't emphasize kicking at times.
To be that guy, like the greatest football coach of all time, you begin the game with kicking.
Yeah.
Geez.
I know.
It can win. It can make you or break you, baby. Oh.
Yep. You are 100% right, as always, my friend. And you're about to take over the show. But before you do, I want to say a couple of things, Brett. I want to share this with you first off, and then all of our friends watching. That this promo code is about to die. I'm promising you. So take advantage of it right now. Bama Tailgate, 25% off your order at newlifeart.com. That's the classics like Brett has back there. Rocky Block. Legacy Continues. Whatever it is back there. You see it on the wall, or the Legacy. I don't know. The ones that aren't the new releases covers them all. 25% off your order. Take advantage of it right now. newlifeart.com. And I'm telling you, man, I love the Daniel Moore pictures. It's amazing how cool they are. Some of them I've had since I was a college student, and I still love them. So I'm sure you guys will as well. And we're always presented by Pearl River Resort. Brett and I are going to Dancing Rabbit to record one of our shows. We're also going to the water park to record one of our shows. Yeah, we're going to go there. So we'll be there for Boys to Men on Friday. You guys come and hang out with us. There's a fireworks show there as well. That'll be a lot of fun too with the, just the way that it's got the giant moon on the hotel at Golden Moon. Like it's got a golden moon up there. Yeah. Anyway.
9:00 tonight.
Yeah, we'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, 9:00 tonight for the fireworks show. So check it out, though. Don't forget, you got Dancing Rabbit, and if you go to the sports book and you spend $50, you can golf for $40, which is really a great deal. And you may be able to turn that 50 into 100, 150, who knows? I mean, but it's just fun. Then they got table games and slots. They've got some really cool bars and restaurants in there and a bunch of other stuff to find out for yourself. All right. With that said, now we take a quick time out, and when we return, it becomes the Brett Elmore Show.
To Pearl River Resort. They call him Big Sexy. Coming at you from the Walker County. Jasper is his hometown. He's known for giving free rub-downs. Oh, Big Sexy. Throwing out those Alabama thoughts. Sneaking out your mom's window without getting caught. Nick gives you the XP, but Big Elmo is here to please. Big Sexy Elmo on the Bama Tailgate Show.
Yes, it's the 4th of July. Get your wieners ready. It's time for a cookout. And before we start with this date, I want to remind everyone, calling 911 on the 4th of July, some do's and don'ts. Do not call if people are setting off fireworks. It's completely fine. Do call if people just set their house on fire. Do not call if firework debris is landing in your yard. It's okay. The kids are having a great time. Do call 911 if body parts are landing in your yard. Accidents do happen. Call 911 if your wife won't wake up. Don't call if she's too upset to sleep. And then finally, if your cat is upset and hiding, I know the little fur babies, they kind of get a little iffy around those loud noises. Don't call 911 because that fur baby is scared. But you can call 911 if your cat is shooting fireworks back at you. So there you go. Just a few insight, do's and don'ts for the 4th.
Thanks.
Yeah. Make notes. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, today's the 4th of July, in case you didn't know. Do you have big plans today, Mick?
Yeah, baseball.
Oh, yeah, forgot. Geraldo Rivera is 81 today.
Geraldo, man, remember when he got into the fight with the Clans guys? Wasn't that him on the show?
Yeah, did he? Wasn't he going to unearth like where?
Yeah. Yep.
And
Al
then
Capone's,
that backfired on him.
like Al Capone's case or something. Or,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, that backfired on him. He had a great stash though. Little old Malia Obama. I remember this is the little girl there when President Obama was in the White House. She's 26 now.
Jeez.
My goodness. John Waite is 72 today. You know what song he sings there, Mick?
No.
Missing You. I ain't missing you at all.
Yeah. I do like that song. Yeah, I like that song.
And rapper Post Malone is 29 today.
Would you ever do the face tattoos like Post Malone?
Nah.
Like Jelly Roll?
Nah. That normally breaks the deal if you're going into for a high-paying job.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it'd be hard to. I guess Jelly Roll has had trouble like getting accepted into like housing communities and stuff.
Right,
Like
right, yeah,
have you heard
yeah.
those stories? Like he's a felon and then he's got the face tattoos, even though he's a famous singer.
Yeah. That's that's tough. That's tough. Of course, today is Independence Day. Today is also National Caesar Salad Day.
Yeah. I mean, you know what, man? I mean, I probably should mix in a few more salads. I like Caesar salad.
I like a good Caesar salad with some grilled chicken on top.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I'll
I like fried chicken on top of mine.
Well, see, that's good.
And then honey mustard.
And then I'll top that off with a big piece of cheesecake. That way, it kind of balances everything out. Today is National Hillbilly Day.
Yeah, man. Hillbillies. The Beverly Hillbillies.
What a great show.
It was a funny show. And, when I was a kid, my grandfather was like coveralls guy, like the coveralls with the button down short sleeve. That was his go-to, he was also a farmer. So, but, it's pretty funny. I always thought like when I saw the Beverly Hillbillies, like they, they didn't miss by much.
I live around a lot of these people.
That's watch what you say.
I live amongst them. I do. And I love them. This day in history, oddly enough, 1826, both former presidents, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, passed away on this day.
Yeah, together. Like
yes, isn't that something?
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, it's hard sometimes to deny the fact that there's a greater force. Like, and a great example of that was the Willie Mays dying during the event that they planned at Rickwood in his honor, where he had played with the Birmingham Black Barons as a high school kid. And, and it was like an event that was supposed to bring him back and honor, him and all those Negro League players. And he ended up dying. And it was almost like, it almost felt like that's the way that his destiny was supposed to end, where we really appreciated him and what he meant. And maybe the greatest player of all time, if not one of two from Alabama. So, but I thought about that a lot, and that's one of those examples right there. Here's two guys that fought for independence and really believed in our country and helped lay out the freedoms that we have and we fight for. And they both died on the same day, on Independence Day.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, 1939, baseball's Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, said farewell to his fans at Yankee Stadium, even though he knew he was dying of the degenerative disease that would later be named after him. Gehrig famously said, "Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth."
Yeah, I had a cousin that had ALS. It's the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is a terrible way to die. Your brain works, but the rest of your body doesn't. And and here's one of the great baseball players of his time, and then all of a sudden he just couldn't do anything anymore. And we still talk about him because of that. He's still the face of ALS, but and they've come up with ways to treat it early now. But man, that's one way I would not want to go.
No. 1918, Ann Landers, the twin sister of Abigail Dear Abby Vuren, is born. She's an advice columnist. Would you ever write into Dear Abby with your problems?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I mean, and I like reading it. They're on AL.com. And I mean, I read some of the other stuff that people write, and I'm like, I don't know that the advice is always good, but sometimes it is. But it is fun to read,
I think we need to open it up. What I need to do is I need to create an email, and people can email the show with their problems, and we'll call it Dear Blabby, and we'll just give them advice on all their problems.
Yeah,
that's a good idea to me.
You think you would give good advice? I mean, are you a good advice giver?
Mick, look at me. Look at me. I mean, I come from a place where they have like used car lots, pawn shops, title cashing places, check cashing places, and tanning salons in one building.
Yeah.
I give great advice.
I believe, actually, you do give good advice. You are a great advice giver. Big Elmo. Advice from Big Elmo.
That's a look at this day in history, and I hope everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July.
Yeah, well said there, guys. Have a happy 4th of July, and we will talk to you again tomorrow. Roll Tide.